What's up? You didn't think you would see us on a Friday in the same room at the same time?
Hanging with my friends on Friday.
What's up? James Boggs is in the building. My boy James Boggs.
On point.
What's up, James? James is always here. He's here for every time we do something. James, my friend, we got a good show tonight. Tonight, we are going to play you some, not all, under fair use. This is under fair use. The Dyson Sphere acknowledgement by NBC News. You want to check this out? We're going to talk about it after it's done. So let's get right to this. I'm really excited for this. Actually, I've been excited for this since he showed it to me a couple days ago, actually. So there we go. There it is. There we go. And we're going to do this.
Say they've identified at least 7 stars that might be surrounded by super advanced alien megastructures known as Dyson Spheres. Yes, I said alien structures, and I know what you're thinking, but just stay with me here, because the basic idea was this. Superior intelligent life might build big structures around their home stars or planets as a way to harness or reuse that energy. A 1960s physicist who came up with this idea, Freeman Dyson, argued that if these structures existed, there'd be so much energy that human scientists on Earth could probably spot it because it would emit a lot of infrared radiation. So in this new study, researchers say they found 7 sources glowing in the infrared, those are their words, but couldn't find an obvious explanation for why these sources are glowing so much, which could mean they're Dyson spheres or something else entirely. And what I'm saying is, what? Space is so crazy. I wish I understood it better. So let's talk to a scientist to help wrap our heads around this. I'm joined now by Professor Jana Levin. She is an astrophysicist and
Okay, first of all, I want to say that reporter was a goofus. Like, she turned something so highly intelligent into something so goofy. Like, I don't even know what Dyson spheres are. Please just tell me what they are. So, what I want to get into here is, for those of you that don't know what a Dyson sphere is, the Kardashev scale tells us that in order for a planet or a civilization, I should say, not a planet, a civilization to fully extend itself, it has to harness the power of the star. For us, that would be the sun. This energy gives off infrared signal. Scientists say that the infrared signal is how they can measure if Dyson spheres are in other universes. Well, this scientist found that there are Dyson spheres in other universes based off their infrared signature. The odd thing is here that NBC, of all things, right? Because we're talking about mainstream media. I don't care if you watch Fox, if you watch CNN, if you watch ABC, NBC, WWE, NWA, whatever it is, they're going to lie to you. They're always going to lie to you. They're going to misshape it a bit just so they can feed you whatever they're going to feed you, NPR, all of them. They're not going to tell you the truth. They're never going to tell you the truth. So the fact that NBC, one of the bigger news conglomerates, right, come out to say is very interesting. Now the interview goes further. That'd be interesting to start. We're gonna check. I can check live. That'd be interesting. The audio is spotty. Okay. Okay. Is it picking up? Okay. All right. That's enough. That's enough. No, we're getting it from where it needs to be. Check. It's coming from the Yeti. Okay. If you guys believe in conspiracy theories, now's the time to start believing. Let me make sure my gain is right. Oh no, my gain. We're good. Okay. The audio should be a little bit better. Let us know if it's not. I have not watched the interviews. How are those? Wow. It doesn't sound like it's sound. I have this mic, but that's not the one that's. That's interesting. The minute we start the show, that happens. So now we got that going. See what that does. That's interesting. As soon as we start talking about it,
That's better.
it's better. All right, all right, all right. Let's run it back. Do this mic, and we'll see what happens. Checking on the.
Oh, the Yeti's.
Wow. All right, we're gonna switch to the other one. That is. All right. All right, we're gonna try it again. All right. Try it again.
Sounds better.
Sounds better. And that's this mic. Sounds better. Sounds better. And that's this mic.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, that's crazy, isn't it? So we switched to two different mics, and it's this one. It's odd that that happens right after we start playing. So we switched to two. That's interesting. It might be mic interference between the two, but this doesn't happen. This hasn't happened before. So that's interesting. So is it because we're talking about something like this? We brought up some things and some things happen. Who knows? Because I think that's a possibility. Yeah, see, it sounds good there. That's insane. Now, why would NBC put that out? That's my first inclination. Because the mainstream media will never tell you the truth. They'll never put it out there that things are happening, right? Unless there's an end game to all of this. Because like I said before, a Dyson Sphere itself gathers energy from the sun to give energy back to the rest of the galaxy. On the Kardashev scale, that's how you increase in your civilization advancement. That's how you move up the Kardashev scale with like they've increased it, but like the ultimate tier of the Kardashev scale is basically God mode. You basically can create life, you can create it out of nothing. That's the top tier, and that was after the Kardashev scale was, or the man that made the Kardashev scale passed away. They just added on to it. But the original one says that in order for you to be a true independent civilization, you have to be able to control the power of your own sun. We are at like a 0.5. We're not even a 1. That's how much we're not into this. But my interesting point here is that the mainstream media is covering this. Now, what they did was, and if you paid attention, they made the person reporting it sound like a dummy. Like she didn't know what she was talking about. She kind of like, I don't know what a Dyson Sphere is. Tee hee. So in that aspect, in and of itself, interestingly enough, there's a reason behind this. I don't necessarily agree with the whole blue beam concept because I think people are smarter than that for the most part. I think they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's just a hologram in the sky, especially when you've been prepping holograms for such a long time. But like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Nothing wrong with that. It's good just to think. It's just to be like, hey, some people left. Hey, if you don't like what we got to say, that's fine. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. Not as much research as you see behind me, and as much as I've been studying, because Dyson Spheres haven't really been part of any news that I've seen, and I've been here quite a while on the planet Earth, and I have not seen Dyson Spheres. What do you think?
Well, it's interesting, and we've had our disagreements on the Kardashev scale. I think the Kardashev scale makes too many. I think the jumps are too broad. I think it gives too much credit at each level. I think there should be more intermediary parts to the technology in between. But it is interesting that they're looking at evidence that Dyson Spheres could actually exist out in the universe. It doesn't go into a lot of detail on how far a lot of this is from us. The whole video covers it a little bit better. But the interesting part is that as much as we can look at all of these things from our perspective, we still don't have a way to verify one way or the other what we're looking at without going out there and seeing it. And that's, for the moment, without having near light speed travel, it's pretty much impossible. So it's all theoretical still.
And that's the problem, I think, too. But the fact that mainstream media picked it up is what kind of like fascinates me the most, I think. What are your thoughts?
It is interesting that they're talking about it because it's not something that people are, it's not a common thing. When people talk about UFOs, people talk about abductions and people talk about aliens and all this kind of other kind of thing. They don't often talk about Dyson spheres because Dysons, for most of us here on the planet, are a vacuum cleaner as opposed to a sci-fi concept that's out there. So it is interesting that they're putting that out. I do wonder if we're going to see more movies in the next few years that are all of a sudden based around Dyson spheres.
Right.
That might be the next big sci-fi thing that you see.
Right.
Because it's all a desensitization campaign. But, you know, it's hard to say. It's like when they talked about they're going to release the UFO files and the news was all over that. And then most of it was heavily redacted and there wasn't anything really super interesting in there. There was a couple things that were kind of curious, but nothing that was like, oh, well, this is groundbreaking. So it feels like they're talking about a concept and they're like, oh, yeah, we've seen that there might be these things out there, but they're only putting them out there in an entertaining way.
To make it look hokey, to make it look goofy, so to speak. That's really all we had for this episode. It wasn't going to be a long episode. I just wanted to put it out there because I'm kind of interested as to why. Let us know in the comments why you think that's a possibility. This was a short video. Our shows are usually on Thursday, but I feel like we needed to get this out because it was released, and I feel like it's a good idea to do so. But yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll be back next Thursday for another fantastic episode of This Uncanny Earth. As always, guys, why be boring when you can be uncanny? We'll see you guys next Thursday. Peace. Oh, and check out the upcoming Spirits Club episode. There might be somebody you know. I don't know. You might know him.